Ty Slatter, and welcome to another edition of GTA's ISO Mode. Make sure you follow us on GTA Sports Network and GTA Heat Check on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel GTA Sports. Don't forget GTAsports.com for all things water sports. Ladies and gentlemen, it's jogger season. Make sure you check out New Age Elements. Get your Heat Check gear today. Joggers, hats, t-shirts, you name it, they got it. NAElements.net. And don't forget to check out Magic Shots. For all your videography, photography needs, Magic Shots got what you need. Check out Magic Shots. Now, I've been covering the Lakers, a lot of West Coast, Western Conference teams, Warriors, things like that. But I want to talk about a team in the East that's been getting little to no press. And when they get press, it's usually disrespect. The Milwaukee Bucks. Reports just came out that Pat Connaughton's going to miss 3 weeks. Pat Connaughton will be out for 3 weeks. His MRI showed that he did have a right calf strain, so they expect him to miss 3 weeks of play. What does this do for the Bucks? They went 0-5 in the preseason. I feel like right now they're just dealing with the injury bug, unfortunately. We're still waiting on Chris Middleton to come back. He won't be back till the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, around that time, after having wrist surgery late in the offseason. Again, you know, Pat's going to be gone for the first month of games at the minimum. We're talking about a team that has the depth. They re-signed Jordan Norwood to a 2-year, $5.8 million. They waived a lot of players to make room and cut down the size. Unfortunately, one of those waived players that could have definitely made an impact off the bench, or at least in my honest opinion, is Alex Antetokounmpo, who is the younger brother of Giannis and Thanasis, as well as Costas. But unfortunately, they waived him. He had an Exhibit 10 and he got waived. So it's unfortunate. But the Milwaukee Bucks are in a weird position because they extended Pat Connaughton, which was expected, of course. We're waiting on Joe Ingles. He won't be back until January, February next year due to his torn ACL. He's, you know, in his late 30s, so obviously it takes a little longer to heal those type of injuries. So they're just really waiting on, you know, the injury bug to run its course. And really, I think, again, if you watch my previous video as far as my predictions for the Eastern Conference, I got the Bucks still in the top 5 of the East. As long as Chris comes back healthy with a strong wrist and is able to, you know, stay off the IR, you got Drew Holiday still. Bobby Porter's got his deal. You still got Grayson Allen. You got the rookie Marjon Beauchamp. George Hill still, you know, basically a coach off the bench as far as, you know, veteran leadership at the guard position. You know, Javon Carter got re-signed. You still got Wesley Matthews. They re-signed Serge Ibaka for another year. Again, if they can stay healthy, this team is easily a top 5, if not a top 3 in the East. The East is highly competitive this year. But what I don't appreciate is the lack of media that they got when they won the championship and since then. Now, to be fair, they did kind of flame out last year due to injury. You know, losing Chris in the first round against the Bulls, it didn't bode well. You've heard me say in the past on the Heat Check podcast with my man Antonio Turner, no Chris, no Chip. And that was shown to be proven pretty accurate once they got, you know, bounced out in the second round, once they lost him and beat the Bulls, you know, in the first round. So as far as I could tell, the Bucks basically stayed put. I don't see anything significantly new in regards to their roster that says that they're going to be a better team moving forward. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Until they get a full roster that's healthy, you can't really expect the Bucks to make that much of a splash. I'm not putting the Bucks over the Philadelphia 76ers for obvious reasons. They upgraded their roster. The Brooklyn Nets are definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with this season, unfortunately, due to the fact that not only did they re-sign Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving after Kevin Durant requested a trade, but they added depth to their roster. Cut some, you know, players that weren't getting any playing time, like Blake Griffin, for instance, didn't re-sign him. You get Joe Harris back, obviously. And he's in a contract year situation for an extension. Again, it's just a thing where the Bucks are in a position of they stayed pat, they stayed put, and with the talent they have right now, if everybody's not healthy, the best you can do is a first, second round knockout, just like last year. It'll be another repeat of last year until they update this roster. A lot of these players' contracts expire either after this season or next season. So when it comes to George Hill, just name some names of contracts that are up after this season. And these players can easily get traded by the trade deadline if they're not performing up to snuff. George Hill, Joe Ingles, Serge Ibaka, Wesley Matthews, Brook Lopez. These are all players that help contribute to the championship that I just named off, not outside of Joe Ingles. These are all players who contributed to the championship run that they made in 2021. So when we're talking about continuity, we're talking about the core is still here, that championship roster. You still got Giannis, Chris, and Drew Holiday. You know, with Bobby Portis, you know, getting re-signed and getting the money that he well-deserved after the championship, of course. So he's locked in for a couple more seasons, at least 3 more years. Again, this team here is pretty much the same team that won the championship with a couple extra pieces. So they could shock the world and do it again. But the East has become more competitive since they won the championship, and I cannot deny that. We still got Cleveland, who got Donovan Mitchell this offseason. The Bulls are dealing with the injury bug as well. Reports, we'll talk more about it later, but there was a report regarding Lonzo Ball's surgery that they removed some fragments out that were pinching a nerve in his knee that was causing the pain. So again, if that's the case and he's looking better in rehab as they reported as of recent, the Bulls are going to be a threat in the top 5 in the East. Mark my words. If they can get Zoe back, the Bulls are going to be a problem. But in the meantime, the Bucks are still the top 3, top 5 in the East at the least. At the best, they could be the second best team. I'm not putting them above the Philadelphia 76ers because of the moves that were made. And overall, depth-wise, the 76ers have a better roster. And this has been another episode of GTA's ISO Mode. Follow me at Slatter on all social media platforms. Don't forget to follow GTA Sports Network and GTA Heat Check on all social media platforms. Subscribe to YouTube channel GTA Sports. And don't forget GTAsports.com for all things in world of sports. And until next time.